Meow 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 meow.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another scene of Nightfall in Amsterdam, where apparently we have some cats going on right now. No, we have Eagles pack chilling at the sept of the riddling waters. Lovely conversations. um, Air's kind of found a chill place to wait for everybody in the sept where it's quieter spot so they can have their conversations without any other sept members hearing. And she's just kind of chilling, pacing in a spot.
She can hear music playing as Abby's approaching. Abby's fidgeting with some feathers and twine.
Okay. She kind of looks over in the direction that she hears the music and waves at Abby.
Abby will glance up and give her a smile and a nod.
Long time no see. Glad she could make it.
So you're going to challenge me for Alpha of the Pack if I am not here?
This is true. This is true. She kind of looks around, though. I think there's somebody else wanting to do the same, too.
Oui. I will handle both of you at once. And Abby sits on a stump and has her phone in her lap so she can see it while she's twining these feathers together.
She kind of eyes up the feathers. So, what you making?
It is a gift, oui. A gift.
Veronica shows.
Receives it. Go ahead.
And Veronica finally shows up.
Look, it's Veronica. Look, we're here. We're here.
Lucas, seeing everyone over there hanging out, closes his Harry Potter book and walks over whistling Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
Out of game, I approve. I fucking approve. Both because I'm a Shaolin and it's Metallica.
I think Rad's gonna sort of perform a Christopher Walken type dance over to the group, just for fun.
Well, you're in a special mood, aren't you? She looks at Rad as she's dancing on her way up.
Well, it's gonna be fun watching someone's ass get beat, and it's not mine, so why wouldn't I be in a good mood?
I do not believe anybody's boot will be getting kicked, oui?
I know mine won't be.
I mean, I guess we'll see, right?
I suppose we will. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No blood, no fun. Isn't that what the code is?
I guess that depends on who you talk to.
Now, before anything happens, Air, I just want to ask: are you gonna make a mistake and slip somewhere like you usually do? Every time I'm with you, you seem to slip into the unknown.
I don't think so. I can't make it just kind of happens.
I just, you know what? I should just get ready for you to do it because it seems like you do it all the time now.
What can I say? As a crescent moon, I find the Umbra exciting, whether I choose to go there or not.
Maybe we just want to start there.
That is not necessary.
Well, I can provide some drumming
No.
for you guys if you want to start doing a little capoeira or something, you know? I can sing too. I can chant, whatever you want. I'm all good.
We will leave the singing to Lucas. I'm not. I at least know that he does it well.
I don't know. I'm a pretty good singer. You just never asked me.
Well, maybe you'll have to sing everybody a song.
Oui, once we have these challenge out of the way. Oui, no?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
So,
And I think
I've
there's
never
a few other
how do we
things
go
we should
about-
discuss too.
Who does challenges and who's giving challenges? I've never been in a pack before.
I don't. Many of us have been in the pack before. I could be wrong.
They are challenging me. I will give the challenge that they are to meet.
Well, Abby, before you start your challenge, do you happen to have that cell phone you said you were going to hand over to me? So, just in case anything happens.
And she tosses you a little burner phone.
Okay. Thank you. Nods her head. She does a little dance. Look, I got a phone. Woohoo!
So, do you both want the challenge at the same time, or do you want to go to and then challenge me? Oui? No?
Don't have a problem doing it at the same time. I mean,
Well, first of all, what exactly is the challenge going to look like?
They will find out when they have accepted. Once they have accepted the challenge. Do you agree that you want to go at the same time, Veronica? Or do you prefer to do this challenge on your own?
that Veronica
Oh, can you repeat
and
that?
smirks.
She asked if you were going to be okay with doing the challenge against her at the same time as Ire, or if you wanted to deal with Ire first and then with her.
She's okay with both challenges.
Well, you know, I might as well join the challenge just so it's a little more even, you know?
Oh, there is no even in this one. It is a kind of all or nothing if they are coming at the same time. Oui? No?
Wait, so both of them are coming at you?
You will see. It is a very simple challenge. You know, many of us already have a handle of glory beneath our belts, and Eagle speaks of honor and wisdom as well. So, what is more honorable and wise than to speak well of your pack mates? So the challenge, if you wish to accept it, is to tell why I should be the pack leader. And I in turn will tell why I believe that each of you should be the pack leader. And we will let the pack at large decide the winner. Oui? No?
So out of game, it's a vote. like a speech and a vote out of game kind of deal.
Basically, yeah.
If that's
you
the
have to-
case,
Makes sense. That's fair.
And it
It's
also
a
kind of
perfect
keeps
challenge
it
for me.
simple.
Mhm.
Wow, that's quite a unique challenge.
Wisdom to see what you know of your fellow packmates. Honor to speak well of your pack. It makes sense for us being Eagle's pack, oui? No?
Most definitely.
Well, like I said, I'm willing to join the challenge. Even if I don't win, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a shot.
That means we would only have one person voting to be the pack leader.
Well, at least it won't be even, so it actually works out.
Or would you prefer that everybody gets a vote based on what everybody says? Wait, no?
We could do it everyone because there's 5 of us. There wouldn't be a way it's even.
Everyone will vote then.
Works for me.
But you can't. No.
Since I have given the
Okay.
vote, given the challenge, I will let either I or Victoria go first.
Rat's gonna start clapping. I love the dramatic pause. Way to go.
Very well. We all have things that we're skilled at, and some are obviously better than others at it. Like, I know I definitely couldn't sing a song or weave a tale quite like Lucas or Rat could. By any means. Thing to be said about Rat's curiosity, though sometimes curiosity can get us all in trouble, but hey, right? I've definitely seen Lucas there perform some cool shows and kick some butt. And Veronica here, she's definitely got a way with words. I definitely don't have. I'm definitely not that kind of person, but she knows other people for sure. I've definitely seen her negotiating skills at work, you could say, in one of our last encounters. And she definitely knows how to put an enemy in their place, as some of us witnessed at the cafe. It was a king experience. She kind of chuckles, and then she
Veronica
looks at Abby,
smiles.
and well, Abby definitely knows her way around the city and how to keep an eye on those that need an eye kept on. And she doesn't even directly have to be there to do it. I've seen her work with the cameras and such in the city. She's great at getting information that, well, I'm not good with electronics. I might have a phone, but that's about the extent of my knowledge there goes. But I've seen her be able to hack into some systems and do things others haven't done.
Is that all you wish to give?
Kind of dart between them.
Out of game, is it my turns next? Just because I'm like tired, so I just want to make sure I'm not misreading.
Do it.
I was about. Abby was asking if that's all she wanted to say, and if so, she was going to appoint the next person, which was going to be you.
Well, I'm not a woman of words. Many words. I'm not good at the whole speeches, but you know, you judge what you need to off of what was said, I suppose. At least I'm honest. So yeah, should do it.
Veronica, if you would be so kind as to go next, we know.
She scans around the assembly of her pack members as she stands up tall. I may be a foreigner and come to you in a land that is not my own, with a fight and battle that most would say I have no place to be involved in, but I choose to partake in such endeavors because they are selfish and do serve not in the best interest of what our nation needs. I see other people with similar mentalities, but for different reasons why, and they contribute to the table. Well, there needs to be more unity in this, and I do recognize that we have this capacity, as opposed to, let's say, the deplorable sept of the snow-covered forest with Magnuson. Each of us has different things that we can use as different strengths and opportunities, as well as what I do enjoy and admire is, even none of you have known me, you have accepted me as one of your own members, knowing that I am trustworthy, as well as with last encounter with that traitor Shadow Lord that we're able to get information. I don't believe many of your tribe, considering what my tribe has done when joining that rival, Karen, most of your kind would not ever have trusted me. You actually have shown not only trust and admiration, but understanding what my tribe represents. You understand not just the needs of the spirits, but you're willing to learn as such. You not just stand for your tribe as a whole and making sure that your tribe is well represented and their ideals are followed similar to my own, but you are also fighting a more personal battle because now this is involving your kin and your clan that is being endangered and the reputation is sullied, and you will not allow anything to tarnish that, let alone anyone hurting your pack members, which is admirable in its own right. And you actually, because of you not having much as the rage burning within your chest and your belly, like the gibbous moon and the runes, the aspect that the moon blesses us with, and it allows you to be a lot more discreet in examining details and such, while at the same time you do show that, more importantly, that your aspects still can, if need to draw blood, they can. Rat, you have also shown that most people overlook the Bonars, but you show some of the more outstanding qualities of your tribe. Aside from you're good at informant, as well as your musical capabilities, you are the first one that will stand for Air and not allowing her to get into unnecessary danger or throw her life away for nothing. You understand the commitment and values you have. You are willing to make sacrifices that most others will not, but you just don't want these to be wasteless sacrifices. You want these to be thought through so this way things can be achieved. You understand that there are other ways to solve problems that do not involve either unnecessary bloodshed or aggression. Also, on top of this, most may look down upon your breed, but I was in America and I did have a metis that helped me find a skin dancer that was harming a innocent Farah. I've learned from first experience, metis do have the advantage of being in the nation for the longest time. Out of game, your rat's a metis, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just really tired.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're doing it. Yeah.
Your breed, as much as people will look at him as a sin upon the nation, has grown up with Garu society since the beginning. And more importantly, regardless of what anyone says, you are still Garu, and you can accomplish many great things. Your tribe has demonstrated to be... You have demonstrated among your tribe that you are willing to fight whatever means necessary, and you're able to obtain information. Justin, even with you, because I am a foreigner, I haven't known you very long. You are a glasswalker and of similar aspect as myself. You happen to be one of the few people that when we were in the Get Offenders tribal homelands, I saw you go out of your way and just defend somebody without question. You didn't even, it was instinct, it was reflex. These are and as well as you welcomed me to your table and offered drinks. Most do not even do that, let alone to a Shadow Lord foreigner. You are willing to take the shirt off your back, but you also do not put up with much. Formidable fighter, as well as one that will stand up for what they need to believe in. Abby, and out of game with Abby, she also makes sure during the speech that she's mind linking you so you could hear it.
Oh, she has her phone translating for her.
Okay. Abby, I haven't known you as long as some of the others here. And Rat and Lucas are some of the first ones I met. You were willing to allow people to stay at your home when they had no home, including me and my mate. Most would not ever do that unselfishly. You have shown to be good at various forms of espionage, whether it's tracking through databases, hacking, or when even no technology is available, creating distractions so pack members cannot be hurt. You happen to keep everyone on their toes. You know a variety of you're fluent in various different languages and cultures. As much as you might have trouble hearing, you find other ways to make sure you are heard and various other people can be heard, which is very important. I do thank you very much for that, because as I said, most others would have not offered this unselfishly. You have also provided resources for anybody, not wanting anything in return for your pack members. I would not catch that kind of dedication from most others, because most care either too much in valor or personalized glory. Isolated is not here, and I will mention about her. Isolated is a lupus that happened to find out there was supposed Weaver taint through her means as well. Also another glasswalker, which your tribe is showing a lot of predominance in our pack, which shows some of the resources that the other sept overlooks. And it's a great advantage. Isolated happens to, while having rage burning within her, has a more playful outlook. Her resolve is she wants to have something like a pack, a family, someone she can call her own. And at the heart of it all with Garu, that's all what we really want, is to feel like we belong somewhere, we have a family or a home. With this crowd here, we have not only shown some of the more admirable qualities of our pack, but we showed that no matter who's in charge or who's there, that always somebody's going to belong to one another. Everyone's going to watch out for one another and each other's backs, showing the respect, war, and wisdom. And I also believe, even whether Eagle has chosen us or not, that these are things that we would make sure that we exhibit, and will make the enemy dread one way or another. Out of game, I'm all done. Sorry, that's long-winded.
Is that all you wish to add to your speech, Veronica?
She nods.
Merci beaucoup. Alright, you are throwing your hat in last moment for this. Please, I will let you have your chance to speak.
Oh, thank you, Abby. So Rat's gonna stand up on a stone. She's gonna straighten out her clothes, brush it off. Takes a deep breath and says, "You know, I look amongst you, and I'm not your leader. I am not the alpha. And I don't plan to be the alpha at this time. I see great leadership in each and every one of you. Any of you would be a qualified alpha. I feel my place is to provide support, but I'm not a leader. I'm a loner. And I think I would be doing quite an injustice if I were to accept any form of leadership or being an alpha. As long as we are all able to show respect to each other, as long as they recognize that I have value to support you guys with, I'm willing to accept whoever becomes alpha, and that I will give my life to keep the pack going. But as that being said, I'm not the alpha here. I clearly can see that." And she just sits down and just takes a deep breath.
Do you wish to throw your hat in, Monsieur? And she's glancing over at records.
Nope.
Very well, then I guess it is my turn. Back when we were at the Sept of the Frozen Forest, before we found a new home here, Abby and I worked together. She has drive, conviction. She knows what needs to be done and is willing to do it. Sometimes those choices are not the easy ones to make. And these are good things to have those that can make those decisions. We hunted for her family that was missing. We are still working on some of that. Many of them, sadly, are still missing. Of all the kinfolk who are taken. Rat has been steadfast, vigilant, and very responsible, being a voice of reason, and one some would say perhaps even wisdom in those moments, reminding us that rash action cannot always serve us well. I do not know isolated myself, but I have heard good things about her. She has lupus. She brings a unique perspective that none of the others here in the park have. It is refreshing to see the different point of view, to see things from that different perspective. Veronica, she comes here, she accepts that things are not going well, and she is willing to step up. Many could have just kept moving, especially since she has her mate with her. One would not want to put your mate at risk, especially seeing that kinfolk in particular are in danger in this city. But she stays. She fights to do what is right, and that is noble. She has a way with words that I have not seen before in many people. Some of those would be like the oh, what is that word? I forget the word in English. They are the one who tells the stories at the museum. People, they are important, but they are not important to this. But she tells the stories, and she makes sure that we have the drive and the emotional push behind us to keep us going. And that is important. Without everyone having that push, that need, that drive to keep going, we start to falter. We as a group then become weakened as we try to keep the pack together to protect each other, to protect the Vale, to protect the Litany, and to protect the nation. But she gives us that drive quite well, and she is very eloquent. It's something that we do not often have. And that is what I would like to offer as my praise of the pack.
It seems like we've all spoken. Are we ready to cast our vote?
Are we okay with a simple raising of hands, or do we want to do a silent vote?
Is this vote for all the marbles, or is this the vote for this round? Are we doing multiple?
This is for all for one.
All for one, the alpha. I would prefer I give my reasons for the vote that I cast, so I would like to tell the I chose the individual and chose as an insect. Does anyone oppose me doing this?
I do not think why you vote, how you vote is what matters at the moment. Mostly it is.
We know that you have your reason for making your vote, and
yeah,
whether you disclose it or not, it.
I think it's important
it's a good reason.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable if I could explain why I choose who I choose, because I don't want any hard feelings or animosity, which I think is important to express the reason behind why I did it.
If you wish to do so after the vote, I will not stop you.
Okay.
Can I ask for one more thing from the three of you who are actually challenging? I thought everyone did a great job of explaining why everyone else should be the alpha, but I'd like to hear why everyone wants to be the alpha.
Well, that's a good. I like that report. I agree.
Aya, you went first, so please go first again.
I may not have the insight of everything that's gone on the other end, but I do know this place and those on the other sept and the enemy's territory as I've grown up there, And I think having a little bit of knowledge on what's what and why this is going on at least helps particular. But I also have a little more insight on things of the spiritual nature as well. And I do have some, well, for lack of better wording, some friends in areas that others may not be able to touch, that were. And those can be helpful. And again, like Abby's stuff going on in the city is very personal, as I grew up here. So I feel a responsibility to set things right and keep them going. Right, as it were, once it's all settled.
So to summarize, the main reason is I hear it as I'm hearing you, and correct me if I'm wrong. The main reason you want to be alpha is because you feel a degree of responsibility for the things that your kin have done.
Definitely in part.
Okay.
Is Veronica back?
No, it doesn't look like that.
I suppose I will go second and shake things up a little bit. Why should I be the pack alpha? I am smart. I am educated. I have contacts that have not even been heard of within the city. I have surveillance over pretty much every inch of this city. I have close connection with some of the Farad that are here in the sept. I am disabled, oui. I cannot hear, but I have come to find the different ways that I can get around this limitation. Granted, there are some times when technology does not work as well as a working ear does, but I am still here some 8 years later. Wait, I came here. No, I have been here. Wait, oh no, I have been here for years. So it is. I have been here for a while. I know my way around the city. I know my way around both of these steps. I have spent a lot of time familiarizing myself with the inner workings. And I am a Ragabash. Why not be the Pack Alpha? That is a way.
So no doubt those are all great things that would help you to be a great alpha. But why do you want it? Why do you want to be an alpha? I personally think I'd make a fantastic alpha, but I just don't want it. So I'm not challenging for it.
Maybe you should. Maybe that's the reason you should be the alpha. It's because you don't want it. It's not something. You show that it bears a heavy weight. Who knows?
To be alpha would be a great sign of, how you say, achieving something within my life that is, it would be a surprise to those who are watching, kind of give those who look down on those with handicaps or disabilities a little, I think the Americans say F you? Wait, no?
That is what we say.
It is absolutely what we say.
It is giving
Or we
an
shoot
F.
them.
It is
Or we
giving
shoot
an FU to those that do not think I can do it or anything else.
Okay. Thank you. And Veronica, why do you want to be alpha?
Before I have led before briefly in America, I do know the burden that comes with being an alpha. And I'm willing to do it again, not just because I know what risks and responsibilities that it has, but with so much that's going on the line. Not just with the Fenrir and the Silverfangs, but with my tribe. And how dare they bring that name in the mud for their own selfish glory and ambitions. And all that, and just for someone's silly dream. My dream's even better than that. I believe all our dreams are better than that. But the one dream that I have is knowing that we're going to strike them down like a bolt of several bolts of lightning to victory in that. Because I have this drive, I would like to be able to lead this pack and be making sure that this is accomplished. I also believe as an American, they're not going to be able to expect certain things as much as, let's say, the people from here. This leaves me like a wild card, in a sense. And even though it's been a short amount of time, I do feel comfortable knowing a lot of you, that I do believe I could do a very good job. Does that answer your question?
To summarize, because I may not be the smartest one here, but just to make sure that I've got it all down, to summarize for the three of you, yours, Veronica, your primary reason is vengeance.
Not really vengeance, but...
Well, then correct me, because I want to make sure I'm going into this with the... I'm more concerned with the motives.
Vengeance is a selfish thing. My idea is to make sure things are back to the way they should be. If a tribe is doing something they shouldn't be doing, they are no longer serving Gaia or any of the interest with the apocalypse looming. That does need to stop.
So would you say righteous indignation?
It would be, in some way, some people would view it righteous. But everyone's going to have a different name for what I want. It's similar to how people view America's fight is good or evil or various other countries. It's really going to be the opposing side's going to view you as the devil no matter what you do. The most important thing to me is to make sure the things that need to be done to make sure things can go on and things continue is to correct this. So I'd rather the term ambitious.
Okay.
Are we ready to make our vote then?
We could. So maybe stand near the person who we desire to have as alpha to show out of respect.
Oh, that would have us all standing near each other if we all voted for somebody different.
I don't see that happening.
We would all still be in a group next to each other.
No. Do you want us to stand behind the person then?
That means everyone's going to be standing next
And
to
we
each
can
other.
vote.
Why not just
I'm on a
simply
stump
raise
there.
your hand?
Yeah, I'm fine with this. A hand.
Yeah, the hand raising sounds good to me too.
I want to say boring, but since that's what, I've been outvoted, might as well do a hand raising. Still boring though.
All right. So everybody who votes for it, raise your hand.
Better not.
Sorry, Ratatouille.
All those in favor
I didn't
of...
catch that.
Lucas just being Lucas. He said, sorry, Ratatouille.
Thanks.
All those in favor of Veronica, raise your hand.
The rat's gonna raise her hand.
Yeah,
Lucas raised.
Air knows it's not honorable to vote for herself, so she will give her a raise.
I don't know if you caught mine as well. Lucas votes for Veronica.
Un, deux,
Yep.
trois. And that is the vote. Veronica, you have won this challenge. You are alpha of the pack.
Excellent. And as my first decree as alpha, because we are a pack of war, respect, and honor, I'm making 2 betas. Out of game, I also want to do this because we have 2 different time zones, so we're not leaderless. The 2 other people that wanted to be alpha, I want them to be betas. They examine things in a way that most people cannot, and more importantly, you 2 are more familiar with Amsterdam. As much as you made me feel at home, this is also was your turf before mine. I will make sure that every single one of you is protected in one way or another, and I will not tolerate, and similar to how Jordan's death was not tolerated, I will not tolerate anyone laying a finger on any of you. Also out of game, because I don't have the flaw overconfidence out of game. I didn't expect that. Out of game, are you 2 okay with being beta that she just nominated both of you?
Yeah. You bring that Abby has been brought up to speed on some of the things that have gone on in the city as of late.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get a
particularly with okay. Particularly regarding the Shadow Lord situation, as Veronica pointed out, that the Magnuson family has kind of made a mockery of her tribe. And while obviously we get a Fenris as well, but they've also played the Silver Fangs for fools in addition. We were able to get one of our tribe mates. Seems that the Magnusons are making the Shadow Lords their puppets, and well, in turn, the Silver Fangs too. Their whole shindig is to use everybody to eventually usurp the sept. So they're the ones essentially calling the shots with by deceiving these other tribes. And to put it quite frankly, deception isn't one of Fenrir's. I believe
Not one of his strong suits.
I mean, he doesn't particularly see honor in those who use deception amongst his tribe. I hear rumors of a camp in our tribe that most get would destroy them, as it were. We aren't talking ragbash deception here. That's all fair game. She smiles at Abby. We're talking something a little more I don't want to call the father sinister, but he definitely very frowned upon. Magnuson, everyone here a dishonor. When the Shadow Lords play, forgive me, when they play their games, for lack of better wording.
Veronica gives a sinister smile.
It's not. There is meaning behind what they're doing and reasons behind what they're doing. They're not just doing it to play games. No. Maybe you can better shed light on the exact scenario with your tribes in regards to what your tribeswoman has said to us before Pike being a traitor.
You see the smile completely disappear from Veronica's face with a stern look. Nothing. There is no amusement or anything on this. She accepted that she was going to die while she was looking for us. She tried to act like the pain didn't bother her and everybody else was a fool because of Magnus's games. However, I know better through all the smokes and mirrors. When I spoke to her, I heard her discussing about how Magnuson has familiarity with my tribe. As well as, more importantly, he was bringing up the idea of the Silverfangs abusing power and the means to tear them down. So he was building enough of his resources to do that. What makes him, however, more indisposable, as you see her baring her teeth, is that after this woman killed Jordan and we disposed of her pack members, she returned to the Karen just when delivering the news to turn against her. They took her clave away from her, dug into her with silver claws, leaving her to bleed out, and were planning to hunt her down. She was immediately viewed as disposable, all because of what our pack not only did, but because Magnuson had no further use for her. To him, it was all about personal gain. And the horror that she realized that everyone in her tribe would have had that same fate just for working with him. Nothing about this is for Gaia. Nothing about this is about the apocalypse of Secure the Karen. Everything about this is for the name of Magnuson.
Yes.
And he's getting more support each day, because now
Yes.
there's more than one. It's not just one person, it's a family name.
Bringing people in from other septs and other tribes.
Have the Magnussens not realized that all of their ancestors are dead?
I think at this point he has too much vanity to care. Or he has the same
I
amount of
would
vanity as his ancestor
second
believes that
that.
he can take them on.
Perhaps I will be sending a message then. Wait, merci.
Yes.
What kind of message were you thinking of? Looking at the one of the betas.
Well, to have strength in who you are and the, what is the word? Knowledge that what you do is right and powerful and strong. To tear down somebody's support, you have to show that they cannot protect even those that are their own. And if you cannot protect your own, how are they to protect those that are close to them? Many of your tribes are very close to your ancestors, and well, it is not necessarily a good thing. His lineage is dead. His ancestors are dead. He has no way to protect them. He failed to protect them. And when people start seeing that he is not, what's the word? Able to protect those that are his family and his kin, how is he to protect anyone else?
Or let alone a Karen.
Let alone a Karen. That is just a sign of weakness, And if you shake his support base, you will soon find those that are willing to fall away. No?
That is very true. We do need them to get destabilized, because if he gets too powerful and he's taken down, we can have what's called a power vacuum effect. And you don't really want someone worse assuming power and having control of everything he had. But if they're being duped, if we could destabilize them and get some of them to see through that, it makes our job easier.
That it does.
And if we manage to find one that is willing to stay and listen and share information, making us be able to I think you use the word thought. You be able to stop him from doing what it is he was trying to do.
Have him by the throat, yes.
No, to thwart.
Thwart.
That one.
Okay.
Yes.
We are able to thwart his endeavors. It shows that his planning is not so strong and that he is not as good of a leader as he makes himself to be, and more of his tree falls loose.
It does. There are certain other... Sorry, out of game, sorry.
It's fine. And then there's a fair chance that those that followed him for power will realize that he is not the power that they need or want, and he will find he has little backing when we come in to take, what is the word, give him his penance.
Other things that I think we do need to do before we can get to that point. How they're able to isolate themselves successfully. One of the other ways I think that we can get through to some of the people there, we find members that he's not paying attention to, and get them over, and we could possibly find out what's going on. Abby, I know you're good at surveillance, and Air, I know you're good at talking to spirits that might be able to get us some info, maybe? And Rat said he could talk to somebody, but that would require him to make a sacrifice.
Whoa, hey, whoa, don't misgender me here now.
Out of game, I
That's
remembered you said it's a big price.
She did. She did.
Oh, sorry.
Indeed say that she had contacts. That, what kind of sacrifices would need to be made? At least a general idea.
Who are we talking to? I'm confused. A lot of people are talking now.
You.
Yes.
About your deal with bacon grease, saying that bacon grease is going to want something. You're going to have to make a really big sacrifice or big trade-off.
Oh, it's not the bacon grease. It's not the bacon grease. If I can get a hold of other individuals who may not be of the Geru type, they were probably going to be the ones I have to make a deal that could require sacrifices or so forth. Not actual life sacrifices. Well, hopefully not life sacrifices.
Well, right, but what kind of sacrifices or favors do you think are possible?
Well, I don't know yet. I'm about to head to the docks when we're done.
You know that better than me.
Yeah, well, I'm going down the docks as soon as we're done with our conversation here, and I see what I can get more information for you. As far as other stuff, I have my little critters who can follow whoever you need to follow. After all, who cares about rats?
Oh, I need to get back onto that robotics kick I was on for a while. That might be beneficial, oui. Little critters.
And I know that there's many of them, and they can get into very small places.
Can.
So you just give me a person you want to follow, and I will find friends to follow.
I was thinking if we find a person to follow, we could check surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
Like surveillance cameras. Find somebody that frequently socializes that they don't pay attention to. Just
Wait,
as one.
Weren't there individuals already from that sept? Air, weren't you and somebody else from there?
Out of game, Veronica's not from there.
No, I know Veronica.
I was born and raised on the other sept.
Yes.
A lot of the Gru from that sept have been replaced. That came with me here, but but I'm not sure how to me. I'm sure the Hins have spun some kind of tale. What? Obviously, I don't know, but I'm sure they've said things to otherwise turn them against us, or either there's even a possibility they're holding something over them to keep them loyal. Wouldn't put that past them. Like their kin.
Oh, speaking of the kin, is anybody down for kidnapping?
For Kintok or Garu?
Kidnapping.
Down for kidnapping?
Stealing people, oui. There's
Well,
a
if-
fellow that is he's one of the purchasers of the kinfolk, and I've been tracking his movements, where he goes, who he speaks to you, and he's a very shut-in individual, and he might have
So-
information on what he did with the kinfolk that he took.
So,
That he
Abby,
purchased.
would you say this individual is unjust? That by kidnapping would be bringing forth justice? If that's the case, then
Kidnapping him, we would be finding out what he did with the kinfolk, because I have not seen them come out of the building that I have been talking. I have most of the entrances mapped on cameras surveying the area. There is also I also have the floor plans of the building that he lives in. So I have a fair amount of information.
I'm not above a little aggressive interrogation.
especially if he's unjust. Man,
He
if he's being
purchases people, and he buys and sells people, and without their willingness, which is something I personally detest.
So
And she
you're
goes off on a little rant in French.
so you're saying human trafficking?
Oui.
Well, it sounds unjust to me. Sounds like it would be acceptable by Eagle standards to gather information. After all, we didn't say we're killing them yet, did we?
But when we do, we will put his head on a pile at the entrance of the sept so that our enemies know what to expect. Oui? No.
Oh, we can, or there's other ideas
yes.
we could do. Like, if we're having him talk, we could always cut his hand off. As an example. We could be creative about it.
Or you could do like Wild Bill from Silence of the Lambs if you're really desperate. Do you people not see movies?
Oh, you would get amusement when I did to see a dancer in America.
I probably would. I know
Though
I
it'd be
don't
more
plan.
similar to Ramsay Bolton from Games of Thrones.
Oh.
No. To have any issues like, as Abby, and I know in human
So I
trafficking
do
our
want
kin.
to be. Or would you be able to talk when your when your spirit friends to investigate inside? Since maybe we see the surveillance, maybe a spirit.
I have a particular spirit friend that has helped us do some tracking of those kin that have been sold. And while it wasn't initially the intent to lead us to all of those, that's how it wound up working. Be able to summon him to me somewhere privately. He's kind of a private individual after those at the frozen forest almost killed him. Yes.
His name was Holmes, Sherlock, or something like that.
His name was indeed Sherlock.
Oui, I think he would be more than happy to help a friend out. Oui?
I think he would indeed be happy to, considering I kept him. You might be willing to help some more. I'm sure there's a variety of other spirits that would not mind assisting. Just a matter of finding them.
I think you can find them. Don't you remember our little misadventure? There were plenty of friends for you to talk to.
Out of game, Veronica might be able to help you. Veronica has Spirit Heritage, Grandpa of Thunder, and the Barrett Thunder's child. So most Shadow Lord spirits might be like, oh,
I know
you just
that
had this.
I know that animal spirits like me. They seem to flock to me like I step with angelic voices. I don't know what they say. But
Oh no, are you a Disney movie princess?
do I look like a
Please
princess?
don't start singing.
Am I waiting for a prince to kiss me so I can suddenly turn into a blossoming woman?
Are you gonna be like Sleeping Beauty and sing and a bunch of animals follow you?
Maybe if I'm hungry.
Please tell me you're like the princess in the movie in the series Drawn Together, and you just butchered the animals in a meat pie.
No.
I haven't seen that show in forever.
Abby holds up the feather she's been working on. Is this a good pattern played out like this, or should I tighten it up some?
What is that?
Oh, it is just part of the feather I am making for the park.
Looks at it.
So, Ire, I actually wasn't joking with you. Are you going to make a little trip around the islands?
The trip around the
serious.
islands?
I was serious. You said you needed spirit friends. You had them there.
Well, there are definitely a variety of spirits there. Though generally the help of spirits does not come free unless you bully them, which some have been known to do, but I prefer to try to sweet talk them and
Whoa! Hold on a second. You sweet
actually
talk?
pay them.
You sweet talk?
So she lays the moves down on the spirits like she does with the Fianna kinfolk. And at the right moment, with the right music, the magic happens in the room.
Maybe.
And this is where Talons come from.
Maybe this is where copious amounts of alcohol gets involved, because I'm not seeing it.
Well,
But Ire, the reason I bring that up is your kinfolk. What was that guy's now? The cook. I keep forgetting names. I'm bad with names. Him, because it seems like he.
Oh! You mean my cousin?
Yeah, remember, because it sounds like he wants us to go back there. So, two birds, one stone. Maybe you can't talk so much, but you might get something done.
Sweet talk and grim. That's funny.
Well, he wants you to go back to go to the islands. So you going back is going to show him respect. It's going to make him happy. You can find some spirits, sweet talk in a bullyish way, whatever works, and 2 for 1. I mean, I don't see a lose-lose situation here. Unless, of course, you once again
You can always go back to the islands and spirits, but those seem more like in order to I feel like in those places you Trying to think of the right words here.
Wait, is this you sweet talking right now? Maybe I just haven't noticed. Not to be insulting, but maybe is this your sweet talking right now?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. Wipe my forehead here. Whew. And I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just trying to add a little.
I'm trying to think of the good words for this one.
Well, there's other Gillards here you can ask. I mean, they can help you.
Hurt to try to it's on the they're willing to do. That's it's a little
Out of character, I'm a little bit lost.
pulling them from their okay.
Sorry, yeah.
Pulling
We're
them
talking about
sacred
getting a spirit
places
to go do
before.
surveillance, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Perhaps
go ahead.
Perhaps we might be better off with a spirit that they isn't so obvious, as the spirits from the islands are very obvious, but maybe a pigeon spirit might be good for surveying. Maybe ravens.
Maybe a rat spirit.
Maybe electricity.
Electricity.
Maybe.
Out of character, Lucas has Spirit Heritage 5 electricity.
Yes. One point I want to get
It's
Spirit
like
Heritage 5
lightning.
grandpa. I'm
It's
sorry.
not like lightning. It's more like the refined electricity, like through power lines electricity, not like lightning bolt electricity.
Yeah. Out of game, 1 point, Veronica will get 5 Spirit Heritage Grandfather Thunder one day.
So, Lucas, are you saying then you invoke the spirit when you play guitar?
That is correct.
War spirit.
So it probably looks pretty cool in the Umbra. But that would be my vote, is to ask an electricity spirit to travel through the lines, and maybe with Abby's help, get it into his cell phone or computer or something.
I have another question, and I think this is a great idea, Lucas. I'm all for that. The question I have is, do we know who owns this property?
Where this guy lives?
The property, this warehouse that apparently people go into and disappear. Do we know who owns it?
I don't.
Abby, are you able to maybe do some research as far as digging up who the owner is of the property?
Mm-hmm.
Abby's just kind of staring at Veronica at the moment. So she's not even aware that you're talking to her.
So Brad's going to pick up the phone and start texting to Abby the same question that was just verbalized.
We also have Pack Mind Speak.
Yeah.
If you care.
I might as well use the phone. I got it there for a reason.
All right.
I mean,
do we have it already? I didn't know. I didn't know who has the experience put into it to have it yet or not.
John gave it. Out of character, John gave it to us.
Let the boner enjoy his fancy phone.
Hers.
Dustin, I'm really
fancy phone.
Let the boner enjoy her fancy phone. Dustin, I am very sorry. It's just
okay.
I don't like out of game. I don't like doing that when.
No, it's fine. Really, it's fine. It's
Sorry,
okay.
I'm sorry, if you're really off topic, but I didn't want to forget. That bank building or hotel, the one where the Magnusons were storing all their weapons for this
Oh yeah, we
war.
were gonna raid that, weren't we? I'm sorry. Go shopping for free.
I like the price.
We should find out what kind of security they have on that.
You know, if we
Because if
knew
they
someone,
don't have access to weapons, they're left with what Gaia gave them. Not
We
that
should-
that's a disadvantage, but it definitely leaves us a better advantage to have their store.
We could also create a diversion so we could raid the weapons place.
I can sing and play the bongos for them if that works.
Well, imagine if they think we're in a different location. They try to pursue us, and we hit a hot spot.
Wait, do I get to use explosives? Oh, this
That
makes me
might
so
be noticed,
happy.
though. By
I think that
more
would
than
get
just
their
them.
attention.
Is that not how you get attention?
It is one way we could get their attention. We just have to be
Oh,
careful not to break the veil when we do it.
and
To
I
make
have
it look like some-
claymores. It is fine. It does not break the veil. The humans use them all the time.
Hmm.
This is true. If we can find out who actually owns the building that they're storing the weapons, we might be able to find other properties in their name and hit those
If only we
as a
knew
distraction.
If
while
only
we're
we knew someone.
actually-
Yeah. If we only knew someone who may know, electricity spirits, that might help us. Because I'm assuming they need lights to operate this building. If only we knew someone like that. I'm
Why do you
pondering
need to
right
worry
now.
about the lights? All I have to do is tap in, play bubble pop for 10 seconds, and voila, there is no security system, there are no lights, there are no cameras, and you just then do what you do. Honestly,
Maybe
it's so
afterwards,
difficult.
but
What if we had one that was a little quicker? Point to Lucas.
I can definitely ask. Eagle was good enough to teach me how to speak to them, finally. Finally on my part, not finally on Eagle's part. But I can speak to them and ask. I don't have the ability to force them to do anything.
no, that would be Ayer's department, apparently.
Sidebar. Do we know anyone or any politically charged groups in this town that we could maybe use as a distraction? Like maybe an animal rights group or something that we could say they were testing on bunnies in the warehouse or something.
So you're looking for eco-terrorists? Is that what you're asking?
Any terrorists that we could say whatever they're against is in that building.
Well, I'm sure we could probably scrounge up some Antifa and get that going.
Isn't there a bunch of religious fanatics that we could pin on them?
Oh, cool. We could take out all of them all at the same time. We'll tell one group that their other group is in there, and the other group that the first group is in there. And then they'll clash out in front of the building, and then we can go in the back door and cause mayhem.
It's perfect.
Veronica, you said you're from America, right?
Yes.
And we all know what's happening over there, don't we?
There's a lot of infighting, unfortunately.
It sounds like a perfect scenario to start over here. Just have to rouse some people and they'll go at each other.
Out of game, that's actually what she wants to do.
Hey, Rat, do you know any Ratkin?
Huh. Well, going down the docks today.
Well, this would be right down their alley anyway, right? Like if we were going to stir up people to go out and stab each other in the face.
They can give me info. I don't think they're going to jump in because they like to stay down low and but I can get info for you. It depends what you want.
I want to know who the most active groups are and who they hate.
And if someone wants to join me who can speak to spirits, I also would like to, talk to a rat spirit and maybe get some help that way too.
Cool.
Speak to rat spirits. That should be pretty easy, and they should be pretty abundant in the city.
And from what I can tell with the other sept, they don't have bonars.
Let's just say Bacon Grease says there's plenty at the docks, and that's where I'm going to find a rakin that might help us.
Okay, well, here's something to keep in mind. We aren't the only ones that can step sideways and keep watch in the city.
No, I understand that, but
People going
pretty.
into the city regardless.
Yeah.
Or that spirit to us and speak with them.
We could.
So if we are going to do that, we should probably have something good to give them, because they aren't always happy when they're being summoned to you.
Sacrifices always have to be made, don't they?
What do rat spirits like?
I would guess
Out of
that they
character,
want cheese.
A brie?
You could
Fancy
protect their.
cheese.
You could also protect their kind temporarily.
Yeah, however, the question before we do that, will it violate Eagle's feelings? Because, Eagles will eat rats. So we may run into some problems there.
Maybe, but I think if we spoke to Eagle and explained how what we were doing was in the effort of honoring his war aspect by gaining intelligence for the war that we're about to embark on, I think that he would be okay with that.
Plus, it would
Wisdom
be
in war.
and it honors wisdom. So
Right.
as far as what rats want out of character, I'm gonna find out when I make my rolls.
Hold on, I just realized something. Out of game question. With the dragon's tail by the spine.
Mm-hmm.
What were the 3 realms? It was Battle Realm. And was the other one Silver Lake?
Yeah, there was a Silver Lake. I remember that.
Can we just throw one of the Garu in there that betrayed the Sept?
Silver Lake, like as in Erebus?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, but unfortunately, we have to go there ourselves to throw them into the lake.
I don't think that's true.
No, that's not true.
There's a right where you can march them up the
roll
stairs.
that I made regarding Erebus. The only way to truly get to the Silver Lake is a ritual.
Yeah.
That only someone who's been there can use.
Anybody been there?
I certainly have not for the Silver Lake. I don't think many people are willing to admit that they've been there.
I think we should find someone who's been there and send our spiral cub there.
Taint.
Oh, that's true.
And if I recall, he is Grace and Eric's problem at the moment.
Okay, well, they can have him then.
I don't think they're too thrilled about having Stephen to teach, as it were. But Regardless of that, they don't get much of a choice. Petrus had their duty.
Before I forget, sorry, out of character. Oh, I thought you were done. It sounds like you're maybe cutting out.
Okay. And it, he was at least, yeah, Petrus made a thing to deal with and teach to at least give a chance. But as Petrus noted, he may have walked the spiral, but he was uncorrupted in doing so. So the only all we would be doing is sending him, if we send him there, him for something he hasn't done.
No, you're right. I
That
forgot
makes
that
any
part.
sense.
That there was no worm taint in him.
Right.
Out of character. Other than Alpha and Beta, what other pack positions are there? Or are those it?
Unless we make some up,
Ones
that's
that
it.
nobody wants.
Okay.
Unless it's Omega, which Veronica's not placing
No,
anyone as Omega.
Yeah, to be an Omega, you have to do some pretty bad stuff.
Okay.
Can I be Gamma? If we're gonna do that, can I be a Gamma? Or Delta? Maybe a Delta. There we go.
At this point, you're going to want to go through the entire alphabet.
See, Alpha, Beta, Delta,
Epsilon.
Gamma, Epsilon. No one ever talks about Epsilon. Gosh, I don't know. I could be Delta for Delta Force. Dun dun dun.
Did we ever land on a pack name?
No.
You need a pack.
Abby looks to the Alpha.
So Eagle rule is in the skies, making sure there is justice. I represent a thunderstorm. Air being with Fenris Wolf is like a snowstorm. I'm not sure what kind of storm you'd claim to be, Abby. I doubt. What does the fox say? She mindlings.
You get the sound of a scream in your head. And then the song playing.
Out of game, yes.
Veronica, I have a storm too. Mine would be a shit storm.
She just
If we're
narrows
going
her eyes at that.
You said it.
Hey, I understand my position. I get easily overlooked. Doesn't bother me.
Out of game, that's exactly what Bonars do. They get overlooked, and that's why they can accomplish so much.
That's why I said a shit storm. I know how to duck.
Oh.
We're also removing the unclean and those that are selfish from the other Karen. It is linked to a history and past.
Wait! I got an idea. I got an idea. What if our pack is called the Stormtroopers? But
Then that means we'll miss everybody.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Damn.
I've watched Star Wars. They can't hit anything.
What about the Storm of Justice?
I like that. Out of game, even though my character doesn't know this, can we use the tier rune? Out of game, I know it stands for justice and being victorious. Or it's either justice or being victorious. It's one of those two. Out of game, I like the tier rune.
Ooh. Ooh.
She does like the pack name Storm of Justice.
Storm of Justice. Do we have a war cry that we can assemble? You know?
Spoon.
And that's the tick. Don't steal from the tick.
I came up with this pack name. I do not need to figure out the rest. That is for you.
What about Spork? That is just a fun name. You know, we shout Spork when we attack. I mean, it'll confuse them. They won't know what's happening until we hit them.
Spork.
But see, doesn't it just feel powerful coming out of your mouth? Spork. You know?
No. It feels very strange.
Well, I mean, not to insult us, but we're quite the motley crew here if you haven't looked.
Some of us more motley than others.
Hey. Hey now.
Obviously, I'm talking about me.
Oh.
Hmm.
He was also making a Motley Crue joke. You know, the band.
You mean
Yes.
Dr. Feelgood?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Justice Storm? A simple? I don't know. We don't need one. I'm just having fun while we're brainstorming. A lot of storms happening right now. Hey, could our theme song be from Hailstorm? I mean, if we're going the storm theme.
Out of game, what have I done? The bonar's just coming up with puns.
Well, I do tell tales, you know, that's what I do.
You don't hear an objection from Veronica.
Oh, oui, I know the song. I know the perfect song. Un momentito. Un momento. Un momento. And she starts flipping through something on her phone.
Wait, do we get cool code names too? Can I like get a code name? You know, because if we're gonna be covert, you know, I can use a code name. It'd be fun.
And this is the song that starts playing through everybody who's pack linked to Abby.
You're playing commercials?
No, once you get past the commercials. Hailstorm, here's to us.
Ooh. Hmm.
And it's playing probably pretty loud.
Justizkrieger.
That's cool. So I just looked up something in German because I thought it sounded cool. I know we're not in Germany, but I don't really know what they speak here. Justice Warriors in German is Justizkrieger. I think that would be a pretty cool, something to have written across the back of a jacket.
That would be cool. Krieger can be like warrior.
Yeah.
Krieger can have so many different meanings. Like from what I learned, it could be war or warrior.
I think war is just Krieg.
Okay.
So someone who does war is a Krieger.
Can our battle cry be then Ich habe Bärenhunger?
I got the I have bit. I don't know what the rest of that was.
Bärenhunger, it means extremely hungry, but literally in English is hungry like a bear.
You guys could do that.
It's idiomatic.
No.
Out of game, if we do battle cries like that, Veronica would want to do a Spanish one.
Well, Rammstein sings Te quiero puta. I mean, not exactly appropriate, but it's Spanish.
I played that to so many people, my Spanish coworkers. Only one person was offended.
Viva la lechuga?
Oh my goodness. At this point, you're just gonna tell me to be like, yo, Kilo Taco Bell, and just choke slam them.
See, your work guy should, how you say, bring out the rage so that they know that you are going to kill them. Because you just said something so stupid.
You could play some Sepultura. It's Portuguese, but still, it'll work. You know. I know my music.
Yeah, so regardless of what we do, Lucas is getting a jacket that says Justice Krieger on the back.
How about we play Katy Perry's Rise? There you go. We'll play Katy Perry's Rise.
I don't know if I've heard that before.
Oh, you should look it up. It's actually a really good song.
Am I going to want to claw my eyes out because it's Katy Perry?
No, they use it for the Olympics. It's talking about overcoming obstacles.
Oh.
One of the few I actually like from her. Then again, my child's a fan of it. Out of character.
All right.
I like Sturmkrieger too.
Getting a proper pack name will probably take some time. Though.
Well, I mean, as long as it's not like pack those fucking guys again, then I'm okay with it.
No, it won't be that.
How
Most
about not
of us are
another?
women, so it would be those fucking women again.
Abby, you gotta say that again. I missed it.
I said most of us are women, so it would be, oh, it is those stupid women again.
Lucas was happy to get a shirt that said "I'm what's stupid."
I don't know how to comment to that.
All right,
I'm dumbfounded.
I'm gonna drop off.
Sleep well, Lucas, and we will see you soon.
Do we want to end scene?
I mean, if we do, that's fine with me. I got like an hour before I gotta take care of my kiddo. Out of character.
Well,
I think we accomplished what we needed to for tonight. Is my opinion.
I do. Does anyone else have anything?
Well, I'm wondering how Isolated is going to be handling the fact that we now have a pact leader and betas, and Isolate's nowhere near it. I don't see that going well.
Well, out of game, it's kind of challenging for Tim
I
because
guess
he's
we'll
not
see.
around.
I mean, order had to be established at some point, and we established order with her this way. The pack can't wait.
All right.
I mean, in real terms, I'm sure someone in Mindspeak has already told Eagle of the situation that we have an alpha and betas. Right?
What if the pack name? What if we called ourselves the Raged Storms? Since we have different storms that we represent.
That actually sounds cool.
I'm fine with that.
Abby?
Eagles Raging Storm. Was that
No.
what I heard?
No, the Rage of Storms.
Multiple storms.
Multiple storms, because we each represent a different type of storm.
I only have one problem with it. While it is very accurate, if it was Eagles Raging Storms, I would be more behind it, but the pack name of just Raging Storms does leave out the totem in referencing.
Yes, but if we put Eagles Raging Storm, that sounds a little adult in nature.
Did you say adult?
Adult, yes. Can you not imagine what people would say if they heard that? Lucas noticed. I hear Lucas laughing.
Well, it's not like we're going for Eagles Throbbing Storms.
Really?
No. Oh no. Eric kind of puts a hand to her forehead. Oh.
Yeah, way to go,
no.
Eric. Yeah, Eagles Raging Storm.
Oh.
Now it's hard to. It's now we have to take it because of you. We have to take it as our name now. It'll befuddle people when they think about how adult that actually can be.
We packed.
Way to go, Eric. At least you didn't slip sideways this time. I'll get that tattoo soon. Eagles Raging Storm.
Oh. Feel aching his head.
All right. I'm out. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, well, hold on, Lucas. One question: are you going to get a jacket
Right.
that says "Eagles Raging Storm" on the back? I mean,
So I'm definitely getting the Justice Krieger. Yeah.
okay.
I'll
Okay.
probably. I don't know what I'll do. I got to get something that has that on there, though. Maybe we could all get awakened tattoos that say that.
That would have been an excellent other way to get what I was thinking of doing. Why did I not think of that sooner? I first thought of say making something, but that would be much simpler. But it would require more effort and have everybody there at one time. Oh, c'est la vie.
Abby, English. I don't know what you were talking about.
I was just speaking English. Except for the c'est la vie.
You were talking to yourself. I don't know what you meant. What did you mean?
She waves the feathers she's been braiding together.
Okay.
Oh, right. You did not hear the conversation between... Never mind. You are out of the link at the time for that was a specific to me conversation. I do apologize. I am working on making a fetish for the park. Each member will have a portion of it that they will keep on them. It will allow us to kill each other from a distance without having to be in contact. Each of us can use it once a day as necessary. In making it with eagle feathers and...
Abby, would it work across... if one of us were to slip into the Umbra, would we still be able to communicate?
Wait?
If we could, that would be amazing.
Oui, if one of the pack members, as long as you have the this piece on your person, it would work because you would then be tied in spiritually to the entire fetish.
Ah.
Yeah.
So when Arrow slips sideways, we can still talk to her.
Here.
Sounds like a win for me.
Let's see why it wouldn't work that way.
Here.
Like is for healing, but we would still be able to communicate with the pack mind speak across the, when someone's in the Umbra. Across the
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. I'm still new to this whole mind speak thing here, you know. Animals, but I don't know.
We could have done all of this and never moved our mouths at all.
Oui. I would not have to watch my phone as much either.
But then I wouldn't have the joy of saying Eagle's Raging Storm.
No, it would all just pop into our head.
Yeah, it's just not the same. It just doesn't ring the same.
I suppose it depends on which syllable you put the emphasis.
True. Well, looks like we're finally moving forward the pack. I'm glad. I was surprised it took us this long.
We were trying to be inclusive, make sure everybody had a chance, a voice, but we have too many people going in too many directions at any one time to gather us all in one place, it seems. So we make do for now, and if Isolated wishes to challenge for Alpha, he can challenge Veronica, and if he wins, then if he wishes to change how things are set up, or if she decides to change how things are set up, then we will change as the Alpha Pokemons.
Well, here's one question I want to ask the Pact: if everyone, when and if they, out of character, return, because really can't ask if no one's around.
Ask what?
Well, what I was curious about, and it looks like maybe one of us has finally returned, is would we, at this point, consider ourselves being in the beginning stages of warfare? Because if that's the case, then we're not going to necessarily be able to challenge.
We are technically at war.
Well, then that means
The
isolated. Not
wartime.
Yeah.
The alpha
Well, then that
accepted.
means. Yeah, so that means Veronica is not going to be able to be challenged till it's a time of peace. So hopefully Isolated doesn't challenge, because right now we're considered a war.
To be also fair, there are 2 other betas, and it's not that Isolated wouldn't be heard. Most people don't see Isolated that often. Out of game, Tim's schedule is really difficult with ours.
Oh.
Well, and first,
if she has any objections, they
Show
can
up.
definitely be
the alpha.
heard, but she will have to wait
Yeah.
until we are at peacetime.
Because I'll be honest, I'm perfectly. At this point, I have full confidence in those that have been elected to run our pact.
We can make her happy and say her codename is a bitch. And then watch her confuse the enemy and be like, but I am a bitch.
I don't know if it's a code name or designation, because it's the same.
It's just the biggest thing out of game. Tim said that abused by being out of game. Like, someone used to refer to the comment as bitch as an insult to somebody, because Tim's playing a lupus. He's like, with Isolate, she was like, but I am a bitch. Because she's lupus.
Right.
I can always
Later.
Later.
See you, Lucas.
So,
I
glad
could
that we've
shout.
got our pack order figured out and such. There's obviously still some things that need to be ironed out, but again, they might take time.
I'm dropping out, folks. I gotta.
We might want to turn off the live.
Yeah.
Because it looks like the conversation's dying.
All right, so everybody said what they need to say?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. All right, we're going to end that here then. This has been another episode of Nightfall in Amsterdam. Thank you, players, for playing, and you watchers watching. Good night.